저희 아빠시거든요. 제가 실장으로
아니, 이럴
들어왔는데
수가.
네. Nepotism.
My last favorite drama of the year has been watching this whole nepotism conversation blow up in K-pop. Because let's be real, we all kind of know how it works, right? This industry, just like Hollywood, is a closed circle. It's all about connections. Getting your foot in the door is the hardest part, and sometimes it doesn't matter how talented you are if you don't know somebody who knows somebody. So breaking in often means relying on someone else's goodwill, or just being born into the right family. And that's where this whole messy talk about Nepo babies starts. Now, to be clear, nobody's saying these people should die or that they shouldn't have their jobs. It's just about pointing out the facts, that a lot of people in the industry were born into it, rather than having to fight their way in from zero. We want to believe it's a meritocracy, that you succeed because you're the best. But a huge part of it is literally just who you are and who you know. What made this year so interesting was seeing the whole spectrum in K-pop and watching people try to figure out how to feel about each case. First, you've got the ones who get the label slapped on them way too easily. The perfect example is Kepler's Bahiyyih. The second people found out her brother was Hooning Kai from TXT, it was over. Nepo baby, they screamed. But let's break that down. TXT is successful, but they're not some omnipotent industry giant who can just slot his sister into a debut. They're still a group that has to constantly grind, promote, and work for everything themselves. So, did her brother being famous give her some initial name recognition? Sure. Did it give her a fan base? Maybe a tiny head start from some fans checking her out. But that is not the same as a company executive pulling strings behind the scenes. She still had to compete on a survival show where the lineup was decided by votes. She still had to train. She got hate from day one for just existing as someone's sister, which is honestly bullying a girl who's just trying to grow with her group like everyone else. That's not nepotism. That's just having a sibling in the business. Then there's the whole area of rumors and unconfirmed connections, which is its own toxic mess. The biggest one here is aespa's Giselle. Since her debut, there's been this persistent rumor that her aunt is a famous news anchor who was dating SM's founder, Lee Soo-man, and that's how she got into the group. The evidence is shaky. A tweeted gift from a niece, an Instagram follow. But the actual facts? Giselle got into SM through their infamous Open Saturday auditions, which are known to be brutally hard. Only a handful of SM idols have ever made it to debut that way. If she had a powerful connection, why would she go through one of the hardest public audition routes? The rumor discredits her actual hard work. She's a fluent, trilingual rapper who passed one of the toughest gates in K-pop. People focus on the gossip instead of the fact that she earned her spot. Next here, the privileged but not directly connected. Idols like IVE's Wonyoung or NMIX's Kyujin. They get called golden spoons because they come from wealth, went to fancy schools, maybe had designer bags as trainees. Having money absolutely makes the trainee life less brutal. It's a privilege, but it's not nepotism. That money didn't buy them a debut contract. They still got scouted. They still spent years in the practice room. Their families aren't pulling industry strings. They just had a financial safety net. It's an advantage, but it's a different kind. Then you get to the actual, undeniable industry kids. This is where it gets real. RIIZE's Anton. His father is the legendary composer Yoon Sang. His mother is actress Shim Hae-jin. He's clearly talented, but his last name is a beacon. He was known to the public as Yoon Sang's son before he was ever Anton the trainee. Did he have to audition? Probably, but that family name guarantees a level of attention and, let's be honest, a certain benefit of the doubt that a no-name trainee will never get. He seems aware of it, which is why his "born this way" clapback to Nepo comments was at least clever. But the most jaw-dropping case, the one that shows how deep the rabbit hole goes, is Moon Sueun, Annie of All Day Project. This isn't just an industry connection. This is a chaebol heir. Her great-grandfather founded Samsung. When she said her family's condition for letting her become an idol was getting into Columbia University, that's not a relatable struggle. That's the reality of being in a billionaire dynasty. Her debut was a historic moment, a true heir entering the idol system. The influence that comes with that name is on another level entirely. And this is where the situation reached its peak absurdity. All Day Project, a group with literally 2 songs, just won a Daesung. The award was based entirely on a jury score. No fan votes, no sales data, just judges. For a rookie group with a tiny discography to win a top award over groups who have been building for years, it feels like the final, glaring proof. It doesn't feel like an award for musical achievement. It feels like an acknowledgement of influence. It makes the idea of paying the way seem less like a saying and more like a simple fact. It's the moment that confirms every cynical thought about how the industry operates behind the scenes. So that's the whole thing. It's not about claiming these individuals have no talent. It's about recognizing that for some, the starting line is nowhere near where it is for everyone else. And when they not only get to run the race but are handed the trophy immediately, it's fair to look at the situation and say it seems off. Watching everyone try to navigate that uncomfortable truth has been the real show this year.